Don't do that. I don't need that light. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you had a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday. And in today's video, I wanted to remind you about all the PUBG healing mechanics, the little secrets and tips that you forgot about, or if you're new to the game, you're going to be happy you learned about. All right, let's take a look. Don't mind the... My dog keeps touching the blinds and it's getting all kinds of crazy light in here. All right, come on, let's get started, guys. Now, this video is going to be broken down into a number of different topics. First, we're going to go over just a basic healing overview. We'll talk about the different healing items, the different boost items, and how they interact with each other. Then we'll do a boost overview discussing the different levels of boost available in PUBG. Those boost levels being 1 through 4 and how they can affect your character. Then we'll go over the different boost combinations that you can make to receive level 1 through level 4 boosts. We'll also discuss the movement speed boost that you get and how that can affect your character and if it's really worth it or not. Then we'll go over blue zone survival, so how long you can survive in each of the blue zones, depending on what level of boost you have. And then to finish up the video, we're going to go over some of my final tips and thoughts about how you should be healing differently in PUBG, how to safely heal in PUBG, and what my recommendations are for your healing items in your backpack. All right, so starting off with number 1, the med kit in PUBG. Now, the med kit is the rarest healing item in PUBG. It weighs 20 capacity. It takes 8 seconds to complete its animation, and it can heal you from 1 health all the way up to 100% health. The next item is the first aid kit. Now, the first aid kit is going to weigh 10 capacity, and it can heal you up to 75% health, and it takes 6 seconds to complete this animation. Next up, we have the bandages. Now, the bandages only take up 2 capacity, and they can heal for 10 HP every 4 seconds, up to 75 health. Now, over to the boost items, starting with the rarest item of all, the adrenaline syringe. Now, the adrenaline syringe weighs 20 capacity, so the same as a big med kit, but it is able to get you up to 100% boost, which is level 4 boost, but it weighs 20 capacity. So it is a heavy item and it takes 6 seconds to complete its animation. Now, moving down to the painkiller. The painkiller weighs 10 capacity, so the same amount as a first aid kit, but it does get you to 60% boost level, which is a full level 2 boost, and it takes 6 seconds to complete this animation. Now, moving on to the energy drink. Now, the PUBG energy drink is certainly the most favored boost item, and for some good reasons. It only weighs 4 capacity, so it's the lightest. It gets you a quick 40% boost, and it only takes 4 seconds to complete this animation. All right, so now that we have the different healing and boost items laid out, let's talk about the different levels in your boost meter. So once you use an adrenaline syringe, a painkiller, or a boost, you'll see this little yellow bar fill up right above your health bar, and that's your boost meter. You'll have level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4, and they're differentiated by these little notches above your health bar. So once you're in boost level 1, you're able to gain 1 HP every 8 seconds, so you regenerate 1 HP every 8 seconds, and that boost level 1 lasts for 60 seconds. Level 2 boost regenerates 2 HP every 8 seconds and lasts for 2 minutes. Level 3 regenerates 3 HP every 8 seconds and lasts a minute and a half, but you also get a 2.5% movement speed increase while in the boost level 3. And then level 4, the best level, only lasts for 30 seconds, but you gain 4 HP every 8 seconds and a 5% movement speed increase. So pretty significant there. Now let's take a look at the different boost combos that you have at your disposal. So starting with the energy drink. The energy drink will take 4 seconds to consume. It'll last for 120 seconds, and it'll give you 21 HP when completed. One painkiller will get you to 60% boost. It'll take 6 seconds to complete the animation, but it'll last for 180 seconds and give you 37 HP when completed. And then finally, the adrenaline syringe. Now, this one still takes the same amount of time as a painkiller, only 6 seconds, but it gets you to 100% boost capacity, which is level 4, and that'll last for 300 seconds, giving you 82 HP over that 300 seconds, and you also get the 5% movement speed boost. Now, why are all these details so important? Well, if you've ever played PUBG, you know that this game is really a game of seconds. Anything can make the difference between life and death wasting 2, 4, even 10 seconds doing animations you don't need to do at the wrong time can mean the difference between winning and losing that gunfight. So to help with that, I've made this nice little cheat sheet you can screenshot to refer back to, and it'll give you a better idea of what boost you should use and when, and why maybe some combinations are better than others. All right, now this chart's pretty self-explanatory, but there's 2 key points I want to make sure you remember. Number 1, when you use a first aid or bandages, you only have 75 HP, which means you still need 25 HP to go full. 1 energy drink just won't cut it. You'll have to use 2 energy drinks or only 1 painkiller. In addition to that, when you see an adrenaline syringe, don't get too excited and immediately go to pick it up, because you have to remember it weighs 20 capacity. Now, yes, the 6-second animation time is a nice thing. It's a nice feature to have. But remember that if you use 1 painkiller and 1 energy drink, that does the exact same thing as an adrenaline syringe. So always keep in mind, you can save more capacity in your backpack by just keeping 1 painkiller and adding that to any energy drink that you use. Now, in discussing the movement speed buff, there is a slight difference. You get 2.5 or 5% movement speed buff, which isn't a world of a difference, but over long distances, especially if you have to run through a lot of blue zone, it certainly makes sense that you want to achieve that level 3 or level 4, in addition to the extra healing mechanics that you get. But for me, one of the biggest things that I notice about having the faster movement speed is that it allows you to reach those hard to reach vaulting ledges. So when you're in certain areas, certain cities, and you try to jump from rooftop to keep that height advantage, sometimes you just quite can't make the jump. Your character looks like he's gonna make it, but falls short, and you end up taking, fall damage or something like that. When you're running faster at level 3 or level 4, your character jumps further as well, and you're able to reach those hard to reach edges. All right, now let's take a look at the infamous blue zone in PUBG. Now, I honestly feel like there's so much information I can cover that I need to make another video about the blue zone, how to predict it, how to survive it, and how to rotate better. If you'd be interested in a video like that, leave that in the comments below and let me know. Today's video is going to be strictly about the damage you receive from the blue zone and how long you can survive in it. So take a look at this little cheat sheet that I made. Feel free to screenshot it and save it to refer back to later. And this will tell you in the columns from left to right which level of boost your character is in, what phase of the zone you're in, phase 1 through 6, the damage per second that each of those phases give you, and then in minutes or seconds, how long you can survive in that blue zone. All right, a few key things about this chart here is number 1, just take a look at phase 4, for instance, and how long you can survive in the blue. You can survive anywhere from 1.5 minutes to 3.5 minutes inside of phase 4. Then going down to phase 1 and phase 2, which, sometimes you and your squad might be caught looting still really late. You can survive in phase 1 literally for an infinite amount of time if you have enough boost. And in phase 2, up to 7 to 16 minutes. So why is knowing these important? Well, it helps you strategize better in a game like PUBG where position is everything. Sometimes it'll make more sense for you and your team not to beeline directly out of the circle just to get out of the blue, but instead make a better strategical rotation where you can have more cover, more buildings, more trees, those sorts of things. Even if you have to stay into the blue zone a little bit longer, knowing that you have ample amount of boost available at your resources, you can survive that and better set up your next rotation. All right, guys, so now let's talk about our healing tips in PUBG. Now, these are some of the tips and tricks that I've learned over the years that have just kind of helped elevate my game in those little small areas. So first up is always try to move while you're healing. Even if you're on foot, always try to crouch, stand in between doing your healing animation to make yourself a harder to hit target. Even doing things like wiggle leaning, leaning left, leaning right in the middle of you popping a boost or doing a healing animation can mean the difference of someone missing a shot or choosing to not take a shot because you're not a sitting duck. In addition to moving, it's a good idea to try to learn how to heal while in a vehicle as well, because even if you're driving the vehicle, you can seat swap to another seat and heal while the vehicle is still moving. Now be careful, you have to hold the W key in addition to using the seat swap key, otherwise the car will come to a screeching halt. So hold W while you're pressing your seat swap key. Like for me, I have my seat swap key to the letter E, so I hold W, I press E, I swap to my passenger seat, and the car will continue to coast down. It'll kill the engine, and you're able to do, a couple bandages or a boost, and then drop back into the driver's seat and continue on with your momentum. Now, this one's kind of obvious, but healing in cover is always so important. Try to resist the urge that, you haven't gotten shot at in a while. I'm out in the open. Let me pop a quick boost. Always try to be near a tree, a rock, a building, something that, if something were to pop off, you'd have some quick access to cover in case you need it. And then let's move on to backpack space. Now, if you have a level 3 backpack, of course, you can kind of have a luxury of having whatever you want in there. But in terms of level 2 backpack space, I always think it's a good idea to carry 4 to 5 first aid kits, 2 to 5 bandages, 1 to 2 painkillers, and then about 5 to 6 energy drinks. Now, med kits are a luxury, but obviously really good to have, so I'd always try to pick up one of those when you can. The adrenaline syringe, though, I really think can be bypassed, especially with a level 2 backpack, because remember, you can actually save space in your backpack by keeping an energy drink and a painkiller, and that does the exact same thing as an adrenaline syringe. In fact, what I do a lot of the times is if I have an adrenaline syringe and I come up to a med kit that weighs the same amount of space, I'll actually use the adrenaline syringe just to get it out of my inventory and start to receive the heal and movement benefits, then pick up the med kit. That way the net difference in your backpack is the same, but you've got the adrenaline syringe going for you just in case if you need it later. And then my last and final tip in terms of healing, guys, is always try to preemptively boost in before a fight. So if you think you're about to make a big rotation, if you think you're about to get into a gunfight, always try to get yourself to level 3 or level 4 boost before you do so. Obviously, when in cover and when you have the time, because trying to boost in the middle of a gunfight, obviously, that can be very deadly. All right, guys, so that's all that I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I know it's not this fun, exciting topic, but I really think it's going to help elevate your gameplay if you follow some of these tips and tricks that I've laid out for you today. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. We have a lot more PUBG content coming on the channel. I appreciate your guys' support. You can come check me out on twitch.tv/C_Dome 5 days a week, or I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Peace.